Well, good morning, guys. If you're new here, my name is Gregory Mack, and this is our 1983 Honda Goldwing 1100 rescue project that I really was hoping I'd have much better news about progress this morning. My hope last night was that I would get the starter in and get the engine spinning over and other stuff hooked up, and well, we've suffered a major setback. And I'm going to go through that with you guys briefly here. And I think it's just so relevant to what I'm doing is because when you suffer these major setbacks, how you feel about it. And because there's so much emotions that come up when you go through this type of thing. And really, much of that is at the core of why I'm even doing this, is to try and verbalize and articulate the feeling states and also solutions of moving forward with things like this. And that's why I'm doing this, and this is a prime example. So I went to attempt to spin the engine over, and lo and behold, this engine is stuck too. And my heart sank when it just wouldn't turn over it. And I was like, gosh, why didn't I look into that when I had it out? Well, I turned it over a little bit by hand, but only so much because the timing cover, or the timing gears, started hitting on the pallet. And so it never made a full revolution, but I could feel that the engine was free. It was freed up, but I never turned it over full revolutions. So I'm kicking myself in the butt for that, as if there was something more that I could have done. And I'm like, well, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I had faith that I felt like the main block was good and that it was the clutch. And it, you know, these are the things you go through, and you learn and you move forward. And then I have to reframe the situation and say, well, maybe the fact that it's in the frame, it's easier to work on. And I kept turning the engine one way and then the other way, and I had to take the starter back out. I thought maybe something was bound up in there, and also started second guessing my work. Like, did I do something wrong? Is something bound up? Is this starter not working right? Is it jamming up in there? And I took that off, and I think the starter's fine, and I think everything that I did was just fine. And I have the spark plugs pulled, and I'm looking down the cylinders as much as I can with a flashlight, and I can just barely see the tops of the pistons on those sides and on this side. And I had put some WD-40 in the cylinders, and this cylinder here, the WD-40 was just staying in there stagnant like. So I took note of that. I wasn't sure really what that fully meant. And then I said, I'm going to pull the timing belts. I'm going to pull the timing belts off and free up the valve train and see if I got a stuck valve or something weird going on there. And honestly, all that proved to be good. But when I did free up the valve train, and I was able to make full revolutions, this cylinder here puked out the exhaust like a big blob of junk. And so I was able to, I believe, isolate the issue, and I could also see with the flashlight down in there just barely like some chunky stuff in the cylinder. And I'm like, oh goodness, we got a bad cylinder here, just like the other engine, a bad cylinder. And I don't know how bad it actually is, guys. I'm just, I pulled the head off. Okay, I said, all right, I'm just going to pull this head and see what's going on here. I didn't want to have to get into doing this type of thing. And there's a lot of buildup and rust in this cylinder. It doesn't look as bad as the last one, so I think this got some water in it and it had started to rust, and there is some buildup there, and I gotta clean that. I gotta clean it, and then I'm gonna have to clean this head. But honestly, the head looks okay, the valves look okay. I don't know if this blew a head gasket too. I don't think so. I think from sitting and the way it was sitting in the weather is why that's the case. Boy, you see that? I mean, that just really stinks. But on the bright side, you know, look at the other one. I think it looks really good. And I think the other side is okay. But here it is. This is the type of challenges you face with the project. And the thoughts that came into my mind was, it's over. You know, the engine's stuck. This is stupid. I can't believe I'm doing this. You know, it summoned up a lot of little fear and self-doubt. And I also am like, gosh, I've been making all these videos. You know, I'm 23, 24 vlogs into this project. And you start to feel like a fool. You know, I was like, who am I kidding? Why am I, you know, I'm here going through something like this and putting myself through this for what? I don't have to do this. This is silly. You know, what am I trying to prove? And you get defeated. You could feel very defeated, and I did have the thought of, I'm just going to cover it up and forget about it for a while. You know, I'm just going to cover it all up and just forget about it. And I'm not going to post any videos. I'm not going to post any more videos, nothing. We're just going to be done with this, and it's not going to work. But I am, and I was thinking too, I don't want to spend any more money on it, really. But I knew I have to. And this is part of the experience. This is part of the journey when you are facing these types of challenges with something, and you got to dig a little deeper. What is it really about? Is it about the motorcycle? Is it about the project? Or is it about yourself? It's you. It's about you. You're what you're really working on here. It's about self-discipline. It's about determination. It's about confidence. It's about not quitting. It's about not giving up. Even when you look around and you say, this is just a mess, and you say, I've got better things to do today, and you say, I should be out enjoying things and running around like everybody else, and you start comparing yourself to others too. That's so easy to start comparing yourself to others and start thinking what you're doing is just not valid. It's just not important. It's just look I got a knife full of what? What is this in this cylinder? It's rust. It's rust from the cylinder. You know, look at that again. And I need to clean this. I need to clean this out. I need to clean all of this out. And I don't know why this happened or why I'm going through this. But it's a deeper look inside the person. You know, and this is the story. This is it. You know, these are the moments where Boy, that really, because it was really stuck too. It's like, my gosh, I can't believe I'm going through this. I can't believe that this is the deal, you know? But it is the deal. Look at that. I don't know if the cylinder, I think it's savable. I think it is. It has to be. I have to be able to clean that and clean that good. And I have to make it shiny like that cylinder there. See? I need this cylinder here looking like this. But the fact that we can turn the motor over, I can get in there. I know that I'm going to be able to get that to make a full revolution. I know I can do it. I know I can. It may not happen today. And that's another thing. I was hoping to have this actually popped off, spinning over and running within a week. Now I have to order a head gasket set. Now, you know, I'm probably 2 more weeks out of even attempting to fire this up. There's one more challenge, one more big hurdle with these things that we have to face. You know, and this is it. These are the moments where you can shut it down. Shut everything down, pack it all up, throw it away, recycle it, sell it, move on to something easier. Believe me, I have those thoughts. I have those thoughts in my head that say, this is so stupid. What am I even doing here? And can I suffer any more setbacks with this project? Can I suffer that? You know, I can go buy a Goldwing tomorrow for $500 that I pop a battery in it and I'm flying down the freeway. You know, I'm so far away from being able to enjoy that. But this is it, guys. This is the journey. This is the experience. When you are faced with these types of things, it's beyond the motorcycle. It's beyond this setback here. And when you break through, you make a breakthrough and you face this, and I'm going to clean this. I'm going to clean it. I'm going to get this cylinder going. Maybe not today. The next time I have some serious time to invest in this, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to share that with you guys. I'm not going to do it right now because I've got other obligations, you know, and I have to balance those things in life as well. I've got other chores to do. I've got other things to do. But how much can we learn? How much do we learn from these types of things? We learn so much. We learn so much about ourselves, you know. We learn so much about what we're made of. And this is just me and my personal journey and struggle with something like this. And for you, whatever it is